Congratulations, Spec.
Thanks, Don.
All the best to you.
21
That's for later.
Thank you, and good evening. Over the past few months, I've had plenty of time to reflect upon my life and the people responsible for allowing me to stand here tonight. My life includes a loving family, wonderful neighbors, amazing friends, caring teachers, outstanding coaches, talented teammates, loyal assistant coaches, and dedicated players. During my childhood, both my parents passed away before I completed Little League. This was in 1971, and I mention this because throughout my life, I've had so many people care for me, influence me, teach me, and love me. I grew up on 5th Street, right down the road from Wilson Park, with my two sisters, Lisa and Marcia, and my brother Ty. There is no doubt that my siblings are the most influential people in my life. My love for them is immeasurable. I am blessed with a guardian angel, my Aunt Gloria Sweeney. She's known as Gran to our family. Along with her late husband, my uncle, Richard Sweeney, they were responsible for keeping us kids together. I love you, Gran. For me, championships started at home with the support of my lovely wife, Mary Jane, and my two beautiful daughters, Erica and Taylor. Knowing that they were behind me 100% made coaching very easy for me. My wife and girls mean the world to me. I love all of you so very much. Growing up, there were 4 families that reached out to me that I need to thank. Directly across the street lived Bill and Nancy McGinn. I couldn't have asked for better neighbors. Back in 1968, Bill McGinn was responsible for getting me involved in the Forestville Little League. 40 years later, in 2008, after winning the Eastern Regional Championship, Bill and his brother Bob came out into Muzzy Field to offer their congratulations. This will always be a very special memory of mine. During the summer of 1971, I lived at Jim and Eva Fordier's home with their 5 boys. Whether it was sitting around the backyard campfire, going to the drive-in, or spending days and nights at lake compounds, the memories will always be everlasting. I can't thank the Fortiers enough for the amount of love they provided me. Around the corner lived Tom and Carol Massarelli. Their dinner table always had room for both my brother and me, and when I needed a ride to and from Southern Connecticut, it was always the Massarellis that I could depend on. Their 2 sons, Tommy Jr. and Michael, have been an important part of my life the past 36 years. Up the street lived Richard and Sandra Olette. They treated me as if I was their own son. They always made sure I had everything I needed. Growing up next to a baseball field was ideal for me. I fell in love with baseball. I need to thank my childhood friends from Wilson Park who were very instrumental in my development as an athlete. Besides my brother Ty, they include Bill McGinn Jr., Bob and Butch Legier, Pete Mossa, Ed Carchidi, Paul Calderoni, Ray Zaransky, Mike Chapdelaine, Rick Devanere, and Fu Field. Later in high school and college, other close friends that had an impact on my life were Larry McDonald, Byron Pierce, Ken Parrish, John Greenleaf, and Joe DeFlippi. Along with the hundreds of teammates I played with and those that are here tonight, I thank you for bringing out the best in me. I would like to single out one very special friend, and that is Jim Bates. Back in 1970, Jim Bates became a teammate of mine on the Forestville Little League Dodgers. We also teamed up during the years we played American Legion and Waterbury Twimet League Baseball. I'm elated to be joining my best friend in Bristol Sports Hall of Fame. Over the years, I have played for over 30 coaches, and I would like to say thank you to all of them for taking the time to teach me. I was fortunate to have played for people like the late Bob Watson, Marty Setter, Bill Sweet, Mike Giovinazzo, George Sinnott, and Pat DeLucia. Just to expand on a few of the many outstanding coaches I played for, Coach Bob Watson was my Little League coach. He was the epitome of what a Little League baseball coach should be like. He simply made baseball enjoyable. He was a positive role model for me, and I'm certain I chose a career in law enforcement because of the impact he had on my life. I couldn't have asked for 2 more committed high school varsity coaches in Bill Sweet and Mike Giovinazzo. So committed, they still remain at Bristol Eastern, coaching the past 41 and 37 years respectively. Coach Sweet was my high school soccer coach, and as a person I have the utmost respect for. The fall of 1975 included wonderful memories when our 4-0-1 start was interrupted when the teachers went on strike. We still managed to be Bristol Eastern's first soccer team to make it to the state tournament. More importantly, that spring, Coach Sweet taught me a very valuable lesson in the classroom after failing me on a final exam. It was very simple. You get what you deserve in life. It was a lesson that I passed on to my daughters, my players, and my students. It's no secret that Coach Mike Giovinazzo is my mentor. Under his tutelage during the 15 seasons I spent with him on the Lancer Diamond, I learned the game of baseball and how to win. An incredible motivator and teacher of the game, those fortunate enough to play for Coach Giovinazzo at Bristol Eastern left receiving a baseball education. Being one of his first players and protege, I can only hope that I have made him proud. I always enjoyed picking the minds of very knowledgeable baseball people like Coach Bates while visiting his home on East Road. In the stands at Muzzy Field, I would seek out Don Titus just to listen to his baseball wisdom. And over the years, while playing golf with Jimmy Ziogas, Bunty Ray, and Bobby Freemuth, I was always intrigued by their coaching philosophies. All of these coaches I just mentioned, I have tremendous amount of respect for. To my assistant coaches over the years, that include Pete Lozzi, Frank Oshenko, Rich Klett, Tom Ford, Matt Arbor, and Mark Tonin, I thank you for being so devoted to the game of baseball. A very special thank you to my incredible American Legion staff that included Hal Kilby, Jeff Frutnick, Eric Carlson, Frank Rossi Jr., Dave Nacera, the late Doc Gilhooly, Fran Mullins, Paul LaFleur, my Bat Boys, Michael Casson, Michael Massarelli Jr., and all of the committee members. Your dedication, loyalty, and enthusiasm made our time together so very special, memorable, and rewarding. To my players that I coached over the years, thank you for being so driven and competitive. I certainly appreciate the sacrifice that you have made. I hope that I was a positive influence on your life like my coaches were for me. I would be neglectful if I didn't mention my favorite teacher, and that is Mr. Jim Tetreault. Besides being an incredible teacher, Mr. Tetreault showed me how to be a generous person. On numerous occasions in high school, he took several of us to the Boston Garden and Yankee Stadium. I would like to thank the Bristol Press and the Bristol Observer for their coverage throughout the years, especially the sports writers that include the late Jack Laudier, Michael Attender, Bob Montgomery, Dave Greenleaf, Paul Angeli, and Johnny Burnham. To those sponsors like Wallace Barnes, Sean Casey, John Sims, Greg Fredette, and Paul Finelli, thank you for providing myself and those who play sport an opportunity to pursue their dreams. Lastly, I would like to congratulate the other 7 honorees here tonight for their achievements. In closing, I am grateful to the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame and its committee members for recognizing me tonight as a contributor to Bristol's sports heritage. I am very proud to have represented Bristol, Connecticut over the years. Thank you.
Good job, Spec.